So today, we're going to go way beyond the yoga mat and dive into the deep end of yoga philosophy. We're going to explore this whole thing not just as a set of physical poses, but as an epic, personal journey to ultimate freedom. And it's all mapped out in Patanjali's ancient Yoga Sutras.
All right, so here's our roadmap for this whole adventure. First, we'll look at the final destination. What's the actual goal here? Then, we'll get into the incredible mental tools you need to forge for the path. After that, we'll navigate some of the, strange and powerful milestones you might encounter. We'll also unpack the engine of karma that drives it all. And finally, bring it all home to see how we can use this ancient wisdom in our very modern life.
You know, the great sage Patanjali, he was a brilliant strategist. Instead of just giving you a long to-do list, he laid out this beautiful 4-part map for anyone on the yogic path. And he did something really clever. He started with the destination.
So, the journey kicks off by defining the goal, this profound state of enlightenment. Only then does it get into the nitty-gritty, the practices you need to walk the path. The third stage is fascinating. It describes these extraordinary powers that pop up as milestones along the way, before the final chapter guides you to the ultimate destination, absolute, pure, untethered freedom. See, to travel this internal landscape, you can't rely on stuff you can buy. A yogi needs to forge a really special set of internal tools, all built from the raw material of their own mind, their own attention.
The very first step, the foundational skill, is dharana, or concentration. It's simply the act of learning to hold your focus in one place, binding the mind to a single point, whether that's your breath, an image, or even a sound. And once that concentration is steady, it starts to, it evolves. It becomes dhyana, or meditation. And here, the effort of holding your focus just falls away, and your awareness flows in this steady, unbroken stream toward that one point, without any distraction. And finally, dhyana deepens into something else entirely, samadhi, or absorption. In this state, the line between you, the one who's watching, and the thing you're watching, it completely disappears. The sense of I dissolves, and all that's left is the object itself, just shining in your awareness. Okay, now here is where it gets really interesting. When you take these 3 things, concentration, meditation, and absorption, and you practice them together seamlessly on a single object, you forge this incredibly powerful master tool. It's called samyama, and this is like a superpower of focus. It's the master key that unlocks the deeper layers of reality.
Right? So you've got this incredible tool of samyama. What happens when you actually start using it? Well, this is where the path starts to reveal some truly extraordinary things.
The special abilities that can show up, these cities, they're a fascinating paradox. On one hand, they're proof. They confirm your practice is working. But they're also these tempting traps for the ego, which can get attached and totally forget about the final destination.
And this quote just nails it, right? Think of these powers like signs on the highway. They're super useful, they tell you you're headed in the right direction, but you wouldn't pull over and end your road trip at a sign that says New York City 50 miles, would you? The sign isn't the city.
The ancient texts even give us specific examples. By applying samyama, that combined super focus, to the quality of friendliness, that quality literally grows stronger in you. Focusing on the sun, they say, can bring knowledge of the cosmos. On your navel center, an intuitive understanding of your body. And on your throat, mastery over things like hunger and thirst.
All right, let's get to the final leg of the journey, where it all comes together. This last piece of the puzzle isn't about gaining more powers. It's about fundamentally understanding the nature of action itself. So Patanjali breaks our actions down into 4 types. You've got black karma, which is basically harmful stuff that leads to suffering. Then you've got white karma, virtuous deeds. But here's the kicker. Even good deeds can be a trap, because they lead to pleasure and can create attachment if you're craving that reward. Most of our actions are mixed, but the yogi is aiming for that 4th category.
So the real goal, the crucial point, is this. The yogi's path is to perform actions that are neither black nor white. This means you're acting without any selfish or harmful intent, for sure, but also without craving a reward or a pat on the back for doing good. It's just pure action, totally free from the hooks of attachment.
And this whole path of unattached action, it leads to something called viveka-khyati. It's basically this crystal clear, unwavering wisdom. It's the ability to see things exactly as they are, to tell the real from the unreal, truth from illusion. And this wisdom is the fire that just dissolves the very roots of suffering and karma. Okay, so that's the ancient map. It's beautiful, it's profound, but what does any of this mean for us, right here, right now, in our crazy modern lives? Well, let's start with focus. That whole idea of controlling hunger by focusing on the throat, that's not just some weird yogic party trick. It directly translates into a stronger willpower, the kind of mental muscle you need to resist distractions and actually stay focused on that big project at work or finish your studies without getting sidetracked. And what about our relationships? That principle of applying samyama to qualities like friendliness or compassion, it's basically saying what you focus on grows. By consciously putting your attention on these positive qualities, you are actively cultivating them in yourself. And that can't help but change for the better how you interact with everyone around you. This ancient map even points to a deeper connection with our own physical health. Focusing on the body's navel center to understand its systems, it suggests that by paying deep, focused attention to our bodies, we can develop an intuitive sense of what we need to stay balanced and healthy. You see, when you strip it all away, the entire journey Patanjali lays out, it's not about becoming superhuman or getting mystical powers. It's about becoming more fully, more wisely, and more freely human. The powers are just the scenery along the way. The real destination is wisdom. So the big takeaway here is that the path of yoga offers these profound, practical tools for self-mastery, for focus, and for freedom. The map might be ancient, but the journey itself is timeless. And that really just leaves us with a final question. For you, what's one piece of this wisdom that you can apply to your own journey starting today?